Hello everyone, and welcome back to Whispers of Turkish Stars. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us, ready for another tale woven with romance, curiosity, and those hidden moments that make the industry feel human. Today's headline is Gökberk and Cemre, The Secret She Loved, and yes, the title alone carries a spark. The kind that makes you lean in, because you sense there's more beneath the surface. Stay with me, because this is one of those stories where emotion and mystery hold hands and whisper. Before we dive in, consider this your friendly reminder to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss what we bring you week after week. We love delivering fresh stories, the kind that keep your heart involved and your imagination turning. And now, let's step into the world of two names that mean so much to fans at home and abroad, Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda. When you say them together, there's an echo of chemistry, soft and persistent, like a song you can't shake off. But what, exactly, is the secret she loved? Some secrets are loud. Others are gentle. This one, if you ask me, feels like the quiet kind. Maybe it began on set, in the middle of exhausting days and long nights where scripts blur and routines become ritual. Think of the scenes that made viewers hold their breath. Think of the way their eyes locked, the subtle tilt of a smile, the pause before a line. That slow-blooming harmony only two actors with deep trust can conjure. Perhaps the secret lived inside that rhythm, inside the invisible choreography born from respect. Audiences recognized it instantly. The chemistry didn't shout, it glowed. Cemre's warmth met Gökberk's grounded intensity, and together they created something that felt unforced. They didn't rehearse authenticity, they discovered it. The result? Moments that felt less like performance and more like confession. The story they told on screen drew people in because it seemed to belong to a reality just beyond the frame. That's where the first hint of this secret might be found, in the real feelings that shimmer beneath fictional lines. And let's consider the more private thread. On a bustling set, bonds form in surprising ways. It might have been a shared joke between takes, a touch of humor when fatigue pressed down, or a quiet conversation about life outside the lens. Maybe Cemre found comfort in how attentively Gökberk listened, the way he made room for her thoughts and never rushed her process. Maybe he admired how she kept the atmosphere light yet focused, how her spontaneity could shake a scene awake. If there was a secret she cherished, perhaps it was that grounded companionship. There's a particular grace in knowing someone has your back when the spotlight burns hot. Fame brings a crowd, but trust is rare. Imagine a late night when lines won't cooperate and the pressure climbs. Then a steady voice, familiar and calm, says, "We've got this. One more take, together." It's a simple exchange, but it can shift everything. Maybe the secret was their unspoken pact, "You hold me steady, and I'll do the same for you." Such pacts don't need witnesses. Their power lies in being quietly shared. Of course, fans don't just watch a show, they fall into it. They start to wonder what lingers after cut is called. That curiosity isn't misplaced. No one leaves a story like theirs without carrying some of it along. Perhaps the secret that delighted Cemre was a small ritual they built, coffee just before dawn, a way of running lines that turned into laughter, a guiding phrase they repeated before tough scenes. These delicate things become anchors. You don't see them on screen, but you feel the stability they create. It's also worth looking at the professional horizon. The glow of a great partnership often pushes both people higher. Working side by side can sharpen instincts. Cemre might have loved how precise Gökberk could be, how he met challenges head-on and refused to perform at anything less than his best. And he might have treasured her fearless instinct to try, to surprise, to reach for new colors even when the scene seemed fixed. Their growth, nurtured by each other's strengths, could be the most rewarding secret of all. And what if that secret hinted at a future path? Sometimes the most thrilling projects start as whispers, drafts, ideas, a line scribbled in a margin. A plan not yet ready for the world, but alive enough to spark late-night grins. Imagine them plotting, not to deceive, but to protect something fragile and exciting. In that quiet waiting, joy builds. If the secret was a seed, then loving it was about honoring the promise of what would bloom. Let's not forget the very human challenge of balancing public life and private sanity. When cameras follow, you learn strategies: how to breathe when a rumor tries to swallow the air, how to let noise pass you by without stealing your center. Perhaps the secret resided in a shared blueprint for staying grounded. A rule about phones away after wrap, a pact to talk honestly when anxiety crept in, a vow to protect family time. It's not dramatic, but it is powerful. Love often grows in the quiet of good choices. There's also the thread of resilience. Pairings like theirs invite hope, and with hope come expectations. Fans want the fairy tale, while real life writes its own drafts. Maybe the secret was recognizing that they could carry the enchantment without being consumed by it. To keep magic in the work, while allowing themselves the right to be ordinary, flawed, and private when the day's scenes were done. If Cemre loved this secret, it might be because it gave her back her breath. Imagine a moment tucked away from crowds, a pause that doesn't need words. Maybe they found a little corner of the set where the light slanted perfectly at dusk, and it became theirs. Maybe a sandwich shared on a staircase turned into a ritual that marked long days with something sweet and familiar. These are small things, yes, but they weave the kind of closeness that leaves a mark. If there was a secret, it could be as simple as that: the beauty of what only they understood. Still, the artistic core matters. Their scenes weren't just beautiful, they were full of a kind of tension that tastes like reality. Differences between their characters created friction, then softened into trust. It's how good drama works. And perhaps Cemre loved the way Gökberk inspired her to lean into contradiction, to let vulnerability and strength live together in a single look. He, in turn, might have found courage in her delicate boldness, a paradox that made their partnership electric and true. And then there's the audience. People don't forget the stories that touch them. Messages poured in, clips were replayed, edits went viral, and the pair became a phenomenon without asking for it. What if the secret was the joy of feeling their art land so deeply? That sweetness may not always be easy, but it is a gift, proof that their work mattered to someone, somewhere, in a way that made the day a little lighter. To love that secret is to love the purpose behind the performance. Think about the long hours behind a single scene. The rehearsals, the set adjustments, the emotional stretching. The best partners treat each other like co-authors, not rivals. If there was a special code between them, maybe it sounded like this: let me hold the frame for you so your moment shines, and tomorrow you'll steady it for me. On paper, it's simple. In practice, it's rare. The secret then becomes a form of generosity, a quiet exchange that raised the ceiling for both. Some viewers swear they saw sparks that couldn't be faked. Others insist it's just great acting. Perhaps the truth sits softly in the middle. A connection like theirs can be both professional and heartfelt, drawn with boundaries yet warm with genuine care. If the secret Cemre loved was a connection that made her feel seen and safe, then no one needs to label it. Sometimes naming a thing makes it smaller. Let it be precious without being defined. And picture this: an inside joke that ran through months of filming, a phrase that could crack them up even when tension hovered. How many hard days were saved by one shared laugh? If you ask me, laughter may be the oldest secret of all. It keeps fear from becoming a tyrant and turns a grueling day into a story worth remembering. If there's a secret she carried close, maybe it was the knowledge that they could always find their way back to joy. What stays with me is the idea that this secret felt like a light, not a weight. Something chosen, not imposed. Something she could hold and smile about later, long after the set was quiet and the costumes hung still. Whether it was an unannounced plan, a protective strategy, an intimate bond, or a creative rhythm known only to them, it seems to have left her richer. The kind of richer that doesn't flaunt itself. It simply steadies the heart. In the end, the exact details may belong only to Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda, and perhaps that's the way it should be. What we can witness is the glow left behind, the stronger performances, the ease in their interviews, the way their presence together felt calm and charged at once. You don't need to see the secret to feel the warmth of it. And that, I think, is why this title fits so well. It was a secret she loved because it made everything else better. Thank you for spending this time with us at Whispers of Turkish Stars. I'd love to hear what you think the secret might have been. Do you picture a hush-hush project waiting in the wings, a ritual that kept them grounded, or a bond that deepened quietly beyond the sets and spotlights? Share your thoughts below. Your perspectives always bring new light to these stories. If you enjoyed this, please like, share with someone who would love it, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep listening for the whispers behind the curtain.